Fredo, John A., and I had a conversation about ZZ Top, and when the mics stayed on, we had to talk about them a little bit more. Here's just a little snippet of that.
So apparently, ZZ Top kind of changed their sound when the 80s came, just like a lot of bands did.
Sure.
And they brought in synthesizers, and then for the guitars, they started using the Rockman effect that the guy from Boston invented.
Yeah.
But then apparently when CDs came out, and they came out with the CDs for the older ZZ Top albums, they went back in and replaced the drums with drum machines to make them sound more like Eliminator. Do you remember that?
I don't. I read that they did that, but I don't remember it.
I don't either.
Now, mind you, ZZ Top did use drum machines along with synthesizers, Eliminator forward.
Sure.
And but I don't remember hearing anything about them going back, and I never heard. Mind you, I had almost all their back catalog on CD when I had a CD collection. I never noticed any electronic drums.
Yeah, because I got back into ZZ Top after they fixed them. So they when the vinyl releases started coming back out, they put out a box set called Six Pack, I think. Which was the first 6 albums, and then they had fixed it by then, and they went back and put out the original releases. But it would just be weird to hear LaGrange with a drum machine drum sound.
That would be weird.
Yeah, it most definitely would be. How many times have you seen him, John?
Maybe 3 times.
Yeah, I actually would have seen him my 4th time. The Sunday before he died.
Oh wow!
I was supposed to go see him, but he wasn't on the tour anyway. He had left at that point.
Yeah. The last time I saw him, I saw him at the casino, but the last time before that, where they were headlining at the casino, but before that, I saw him in maybe 2010, opening for Tom Petty, which was just an incredible show all around.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have blown anyone else other than Tom Petty off the stage, I'm sure. But
I'm trying to think. I saw them. I saw them at AMF, American Music Festival. They headlined one year. I saw them at up in Fredericksburg with Government Mule, which is another band that I love. That was a fantastic show. And I can't remember the 3rd time I saw them. I think it was over in Portsmouth.
Yeah, that's the time I saw them, Portsmouth.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they and every time they were great. And you know what? Here's the thing with them. They're a band that pretty much stands and plays.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yet it's still an interesting show. It's not boring. Like Soundgarden. I love Soundgarden. It's probably my favorite grunge era band. And when I got to see them with 9 Inch Nails, I was bored off of my face. I was bored to tears because as much as I love them, they just stood there. There was nothing. And ZZ Top just stands there, but yet the songs, it's like the songs are so captivating. That's all they had to do was stand there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's true, but they do have really good stage presence, though. And ZZ Top is one of those bands that's just like, what's the word? How can I describe this? They're one of those entities that transcends trends. Like, they're just effortlessly cool. No matter what they do, it's just cool. It's kind of like Elvis. Elvis was always cool. Even Fat Elvis near the end was cool. It was just, like when they do their little, stage things where they do the thing where I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, like when they're doing they do that little walk thing together up towards the microphones. Yeah, I mean, that's just cool. And, it's like an 80s thing, but it's just cool. And then when Dusty Hill plays this, there's always a part in the show where he plays a long guitar solo. And he does this forever. Like he has this sustain that just never stops. And he's like pointing at the audience and then like wagging his finger, but he's not touching the guitar with his pick hand, and he just plays the whole thing with his left hand. I mean, that's just cool. I mean, it's just fucking cool.
Fredo and I the other day were talking about, like, you know, as technically corny as the spinning the guitar thing might be, like when you see it live, you're like, oh shit, they did the thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank God. And it's just such a nice, it's a fun presence. They really were like just a fun fucking show. And I think it threw me for a loop, but it goes back to like that initial conversation we had. Like you could give me 100 bands and I would never get to ZZ Top. If you ask me directly about ZZ Top, I'll be like, yeah, they're awesome. I like them. I saw them live. They were great. But I'd never get to them on my own. Even now, probably.
Yeah, exactly. And it's in a way it's a shame, but in a way it's good. Yeah. Because any band I could tell you that's one of my top bands, you can sit there and say, get the fuck out of here. Oh, they suck. Are you serious? But if I say ZZ Top, other than Corey, no one would sit there and say, oh, get the fuck out of here. You know? Mm-hmm. Every other person in the world would be like, hey, you know what? They're awesome. They really are. You know what? I love them. Oh, I saw them in concert. Look at you saying it was a great show, and me knowing, knowing the type of guy you are. You like, your bands are Hum, ICP, bands like that, and then you're saying ZZ Top was a great show.
Yeah, man.
You're a Smashing Pumpkins guy. How are you saying Z? It's because that music is transcendent.
Yeah, it's just good. Any way you look at it, it's good. Mm-hmm. And you can't deny it. It cannot be denied. That's the best way to put it. They can't be denied.
Unless you're Corey.
Unless you're Corey. Pouring a little bit more love for ZZ Top after the fact. And if you'd like to hear the rest of that conversation, oh man, it's on the other side of my page. After the fact number 86, I should know these things. You can hear that by going to patreon.com/ohhijustin. $1 gets you in the door. And you get all sorts of great exclusive audio content. Check it out. And if you'd like to hear our conversation on ZZ Top, just go forward one episode and push play.